Now on this special edition of 4 News Now, conflicting reports tonight. Will Gonzaga be joining the Pac-12 or are they staying in the WCC? Our Sydney Berger has the inside track.
It is the first week of fall, but it's not going to feel like it tomorrow. I'll show you how warm it's going to get, plus the chances of rain in your first alert forecast.
Mark Peterson and the Extreme Team are back in action. We'll show you how the coffee shop they're building will help kids considered at risk. You're watching a special edition of 4 News Now. Well, those conflicting reports swirling around social media this afternoon about Gonzaga joining the Pac-12 conference. While this isn't totally out of the question, nothing is official yet, Sydney.
Exactly. It was initially reported by Brett McMurphy on social media that Gonzaga and the Pac-12 had reached an agreement for the 2026 season, but 4 News Now has confirmed with a Gonzaga athletic spokesperson that this report was false. Now, that doesn't mean the Pac-12 isn't including Gonzaga in its expansion plan. There have been several reports that Gonzaga has been a target for the conference, so while discussions continue, we wait for a final decision on the Zags. Of course, adding Gonzaga wouldn't solve the Pac-12's problems on meeting the 8-team minimum to be an eligible FBS requirement. As we know, the Zags don't have a football team, so the conference needs to look somewhere else to fill that requirement. I'll tell you which teams could potentially make that jump to the Pac-12 coming up later in sports. And you just watched 2 previous LSU Heisman winners battle it out on Monday Night Football right here on ABC. Rookie Jayden Daniels, the most recent Heisman winner, made quite the statement tonight in the Commanders' 38-33 win against Joe Burrow and the Bengals. This week's play of the game goes to rookie quarterback himself and his go-to guy, Terry McLaurin. The Commanders with the ball here on 2nd and 5, trying to stretch their lead. Daniels looks deep and finds McLaurin for a 55-yard reception that will set Washington up perfectly for 1st and goal. And that very next play, Daniels keeps it himself for the touchdown, so far proving his worth as the 2nd overall pick in this year's draft. And like I said before, still a lot to unpack as far as conference realignment. I'll be back for later in sports for that, plus how the Cougs are getting ready for their first ranked game of the season. Kirsten?
Sydney, thank you. Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker joins me now. Chris, we are excited for summer hanging on for one last day.
Yes, I mean, today was warm and beautiful, but we are really going to set the dial to summer tomorrow. Our high temperature today, 78 degrees. 71 is our average high. We started the day off at 51, definitely warmer than we were over the weekend. Our average overnight low is 46. Sunset was at 6:44. Tomorrow, sunrise is right around 6:39. Tuesday's high temperatures will be up in the 80s tomorrow. No 70s on this close-up map of the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area. 80 in Spirit Lake, the cool spot on the map. 88 in downtown Spokane. We'll be at 87 in Meade, 85 in Deer Park, as well as in Spangle and Liberty Lake. 83 tomorrow in Hayden and 84 in Post Falls. 83 in Coeur d'Alene, and we'll also find 90s down in Lewiston, but pretty much 80s everywhere else. Sandpoint and Kalispell, the exceptions, in the 70s. Hour by hour, we'll start off at 51 degrees at 7 a.m. Bright blue skies. Just a little bit of a breeze out of the east-southeast, but less than 10 miles per hour. We'll already be in the 80s by after school, heading to that high temperature of 86 degrees. We have some changes coming on Wednesday, and that does include the chance of rain. I'll tell you all about it in just a few minutes, Kirsten.
Thank you, Chris. Well, a 4th person in less than a week has died in a motorcycle crash here in our area. The Whitman County Sheriff's Office says 67-year-old Michael Auville on Friday crashed his bike into a guardrail. The others happened in North Spokane, another near Fairchild Air Force Base, and one just outside of Hayden. Washington State Patrol says that motorcycles are out riding for their last days of summer, and they are asking for motorcyclists and drivers to slow down and be vigilant.
We need to make sure that we're obeying the safety laws, we're obeying the speed limits, and putting yourself, not putting yourself at risk and at danger as well.
I-90's back open after this truck flipped near Highway 17 in Moses Lake. You see the side wall of the truck was ripped open, sending all the cargo all over the freeway. It took several hours for crews to clear the roadway there. Construction is officially underway at the Indiana-Sullivan Road intersection in Spokane Valley, so drivers should expect delays right there. Marissa Rio tells us what drivers should expect.
As of now, the only delay that's really being seen is when drivers are turning onto Indiana from Sullivan. I don't know if you can see right now, there is a little bit of a backup, but once that light over here turns green, the road is pretty much clearing up.
But drivers can expect further delays once the I-90 off-ramp onto Indiana closes, which should be happening soon. Indiana Avenue has now been reduced to one lane in each direction, and the speed has been reduced to 25 miles per hour. Once the I-90 off-ramp at Indiana closes, drivers will instead need to exit at Sullivan Road, especially if they're hoping to go to the nearby Panera Bread. While drivers are only typically allowed to go straight or left at the Sullivan exit, the city said during construction, drivers will be allowed to make a right in order to access Indiana Avenue. A manager at Panera Bread says she hopes the community will continue to come out and support the business.
So we also have a lot of ways that people can access us via the internet. So they can order ahead on our app or our website and pick it up either in the store, through our drive-thru, or order for deliveries.
Construction is expected to last 6 weeks. The project will extend the concrete pavement on the east side of the Indiana Avenue Sullivan Road intersection about 800 feet. In Spokane Valley, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
And still ahead, for months, drivers in North Spokane have had to take a detour to get around construction on Bigelow Gulch. Find out if it'll reopen anytime soon. And close to $1 million in federal funding will be coming to Spokane's multicultural centers. How the Salish School plans on spending that money to help grow their program. Plus tips on how to make sure you don't get locked into the wrong health insurance plan. Coming up on this special edition of 4 News Now.
Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV. Sign up for the 4 News Now playbook at KXLY.com.
Don't slide into winter.
Plan ahead and save with Perfection Tire's preseason pricing and Cooper rebates. Superior tire brands with unmatched performance and reliable warranties.
The best for less. Nobody beats Perfection.
Visit Fred's Appliance today and discover unbeatable deals on the largest selection of in-stock, get-it-today inventory in the region. Don't miss out on this limited-time offer to upgrade your kitchen with the Frigidaire Professional 4-piece package and save up to $3,100. Experience precision cooking with this Frigidaire range. Keep your dishes sparkling with this professional dishwasher. This sleek microwave offers sensor cooking technology, and this fabulous refrigerator designed with our Space Pro shelving system.
Now that's Montana Sapphire from Phillipsburg, Montana.
This season, fall into Coeur d'Alene. Fall is a great time to visit Coeur d'Alene. With awesome weather, fall color cruises, exciting events, a variety of food, beer, and wine selections, and amazing accommodations. It's the perfect time to stay and play in CDA. Visit cdafall.com for more information.
Don't get left out in the cold.
Beat the crowds and save with Perfection Tire's preseason pricing. Plus, get expert winter service with our certified technicians to keep your car running smoothly all season long.
Nobody beats Perfection.
Welcome back. If your route to Green Bluff uses Bigelow Gulch Road, you'll want to use a detour. People who live in that area are used to navigating these closures, but a construction project there has been going on for months. Right now, Bigelow Gulch is closed off from Wiley Avenue to North Havana Street. Mary Sheridan drove out there today to give us a closer look at the ongoing project.
Driving along Bigelow Gulch Road, there's no shortage of gorgeous views, which is why the construction sticks out like a sore thumb or a pesky paw.
Construction like you see behind me has left this section of Bigelow Gulch Road less than scenic, but there's an end in sight next month.
According to the communications manager of Spokane County, detours will remain in place until at least October 21st. A ribbon-cutting ceremony is being held on the morning of Thursday, October 24th, to celebrate the completion of this project that cost nearly $82 million. Since last spring, drivers have had to navigate various closures on Bigelow Gulch Road to account for paving, striping, and adding proper signage to the road. Signs warn drivers as they approach, and detour signs are frequent in this area. The latest detour to avoid on Bigelow Gulch Road runs from Jensen to Havana. This lasts as long as crews take to repave the road. Reporting in Spokane Valley, Mary Sheridan, 4 News Now.
Well, this weekend there's an event to help you save money on clothes for your kids. The Just Between Friends Consignment Clothing Sale is at the Spokane Fair and Expo Center. General admission is $5 cash Friday and Saturday. There's free admission on Sunday, and you can expect to save 50 to 90% on kids' clothes, shoes, books, and toys. And all of the items have been inspected for safety and quality. We have the hours that it'll be open right now on KXLY.com. For the next few weeks, you can save a life and make a little money at the same time. The American Red Cross is offering gift cards to anyone who donates blood now through October. The organization especially wants anyone with type O blood and those who are giving platelets or who have never given before. If you donate in September, you'll get a $15 gift card to any online store you want. And if you give in October, the Red Cross will give you a $10 Amazon gift card and enter you for a chance to win a $5,000 gift card. They have 3 of those to give away. For more details and the places to donate, head back over to KXLY.com.
4 things to know about your weather. We are heading into the 80s for the next couple of days. And then we do have a cold front on the way that's going to bring some changes, including gusty winds and showers, and then sunny, cooler weather for the weekend. I'll explain what to expect after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
In the ICU, I see patients suffering from asthma and lung disease. So the fact that Initiative 2117 would mean more toxic air pollution in Washington is unacceptable for my patients and their health. 2117 is a bad deal for Washington.
How you doing? I noticed your windows could use an update.
No, our house is only 3 years old.
Well, see, here's the thing. I mean, we're offering 40% off right now, today only. You're gonna want those new windows.
No, we're good. Hello?
How about them windows? Double or nothing.
Knock out high-pressure sales with Northwest Window and Door. Let our friendly, knowledgeable sales team help you today.
Whatever you need to do this fall, AutoNation has your back. Delivering food, an entire team, or a very special delivery. We have an unmatched selection of vehicles at great savings. See us at AutoNation Toyota and get 1.99% financing on a new Toyota Tundra or a Tundra 1794 edition up to $5,500 off. Visit AutoNation Toyota today. What drives you drives us.
So according to Mr. Washington, we deserve a little room upgrade.
That won't be necessary.
Okay, how about a second opinion from the other Mr. Washington?
Are you a Camus Rewards member?
Yeah, why?
It's the only local players card that gives you the lowest possible rates on rooms and room upgrades, not to mention food and drinks throughout the property.
So I'm taking these back, right?
Membership matters with Camus Rewards, only at Northern Quest.
When your child has asthma, every day you worry about the next attack. So the fact that Initiative 2117 would mean more toxic air pollution makes it out of the question for me. 2117 is a bad deal for Washington.
When it matters most, America turns to David Muir and ABC's World News Tonight.
If you are heading out for one last dog walk this evening, it is still very warm. Outside, it's 71 degrees in Spokane with clear skies, 68 in Coeur d'Alene right now with clear conditions there as well. It's been such a beautiful day. Blue skies, sunshine, and now it's going to get even warmer. We're heading up to a high of 86 on Tuesday. Still above average by quite a ways on Wednesday, 85, but it's not going to be as pleasant of a day. I'll explain, but it has a lot to do with this cliff dive in temperatures down to 70 on Thursday. Still just a hair above average, though, and then we are going to stay just a little above average through the forecast. 74 on Friday, 75 degrees on Saturday. Here's what's going on. We've got a ridge of high pressure over the region that's bringing warm, sunny weather throughout the Northwest. But we also have a slow-moving cold front approaching as we get into Wednesday morning. Here's Wednesday morning at 5 a.m. We're still dry and warm, but this front will start pushing its way through Wednesday afternoon. Here's 6 o'clock on Wednesday, bringing an increase in winds. Some showers. Right now it's looking like it's going to be a mainly mountain event, and then cooler weather as we get into the second half of the work week. Right now, forecast rainfall totals are trending fairly light, in the hundredths of an inch in most locations, except in the mountain locations. But even there, it is not especially impressive. May have to update this and increase these numbers just a little bit based on the timing on that system. But regardless, it's not going to be a lot of precipitation. It is going to be a lot of wind on Wednesday, and those winds are going to start picking up as early as 10 a.m. with 25-mile-per-hour gusts. And then once we get into the late afternoon and evening, we're going to see some much stronger winds, 21-mile-per-hour sustained winds, wind gusts in the 40-45-mile-per-hour range. And it looks like it is going to stay windy through the evening and the first part of the overnight on Wednesday before things calm down for a really pretty, more fall-like Thursday. Here's your planning forecast. Very warm and sunny tomorrow and light winds, and then a windy and wet in some locations, but that's not going to be the headline on Wednesday. We'll get up to 85 and then drop to 47 for a morning low, a high of 70 Thursday. We're going to keep the sunshine going for a beautiful weekend, a Green Bluff weekend, and then 70 on Monday. We are going to keep an eye on overnight lows. Don't have to cover any vegetables for the next 3 nights at least, but we may have to start talking about frost in some areas as we get into the weekend. Kirsten?
We'll be keeping a close eye on that. Thank you, Chris. The Spokane City Council approved funding for 9 different multicultural centers across the city. Each organization will get $100,000 in federal funding. Derek Strom spoke with one of those organizations in line for the funding about how it could keep an entire language alive.
The Salish School of Spokane is one of 9 organizations getting a $100,000 grant from the city of Spokane, and it hopes to take that money and use it to help build a $10 million center to expand some of the work that they're already doing.
East squeezed, east squeezed, east squeezed, east squeezed.
Language is such an important part of someone's identity, and that when you learn your language and you're speaking your language, it can really lift you up.
The Salish School of Spokane is keeping the language and traditions of the Salish people alive by teaching dozens of kids and their parents, but the school doesn't have enough room to teach all of the families that are on the wait list for its preschool and elementary school programs.
Right now, our elder is down from Inchalim. He's drumming with the kids, and we have him out in a shed that we fixed up and stuck a heater in, you know. What we'd love to have him in is a beautiful music room and really honor the gift he's bringing back to our kids.
But the school has a plan to build a new Salish Cultural and Recreational Community Center, and it's already secured over $2.5 million for the $10 million project.
We'll be able to do our Salish language revitalization programming there for youth and adults, but we'll also be able to open it up to the community so other Native nonprofits can use it, the West Hills neighborhood can use it, and of course during the day, the kids from our school would be able to come get in there and use it. They don't currently have a gym or a cafeteria.
Parkins says Catholic Charities Eastern Washington donated land to the school by the Spokane River, and that's where they plan to build the community center as well as supplemental housing.
We always keep in mind the focus of having the language back on the river. And that's just really a beautiful thing, and having our students be able to experience language on the land.
In Spokane, Derek Strom, 4 News Now.
Millions will soon have the opportunity to make changes to their health insurance plan. Tips to make sure you choose the right plan next on this special edition of 4 News Now.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
On the hunt for your next ride? Come to Valley VIP Auto Sales with a wide variety of cars and trucks. We're here to help you find the perfect vehicle. You won't find a better deal anywhere else. Come find your next vehicle at Valley VIP.
Mainstream has proudly served Greater Spokane and Northern Idaho for over 20 years, offering reliable and high-quality home services. Our exceptional team is committed to delivering trusted plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical solutions that ensure the comfort and safety of your home. Our goal is to provide the best experience possible when it comes to repairing, maintaining, or installing systems that make your home a more comfortable place to live. Because we are home services, we are Mainstream.
Are you struggling to get through the day? Are you experiencing chronic pain, burning, numbness, and tingling in your hands or feet? Pay attention, because you are probably experiencing peripheral neuropathy. The most common symptoms are numbness, burning, muscle cramps, and problems with balance. Neuropathy is treatable, and our office can help. It's time to get real results. Pick up your phone and call us right now. If you're one of the first 25 callers, you'll receive a free nerve damage screening. This nerve damage screening will tell you if you're at risk for serious nerve damage and if you're qualified for our cutting-edge treatment program to stop the nerve damage. Don't wait until it's too late and your symptoms get so bad that you lose your freedom and are restricted to a wheelchair, walker, or need amputation. Call now to be one of the first 25 callers to receive a free nerve damage screening. Hurry, call now to find out if you qualify for our free nerve damage screening and see how we can change your life. It's time to feel better. Call today.
I'm Chad Young from theeasyhomebuyer.com, Spokane and Coeur d'Alene's easiest way to sell your house fast. If you have a few moments, I hope you'll give me the opportunity to make you an instant cash offer on your home. With theeasyhomebuyer.com, we will buy your house in as-is condition with no repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. To get your no-obligation cash offer, give us a call or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
On the hunt for your next ride? Come to Valley VIP Auto Sales with a wide variety of cars and trucks. We're here to help you find the perfect vehicle. You won't find a better deal anywhere else. Come find your next vehicle at Valley VIP.
It's a new season of Live with Kelly and Mark.
Weekdays at 9 a.m.
Nearly 165 million people have a very important item on their to-do list in the coming weeks, and that's enrolling in their employment-sponsored health insurance. And as most of us know, picking the right plan can be confusing, to say the least. CNN's Emily Schmidt has tips on figuring out which plan works best for you and your family.
No one size fits all, and the same goes for employer-provided health insurance. That makes open enrolling an especially personal challenge.
Often you're being asked, when you have a choice of plans, you're being asked to make a trade-off between premiums and cost sharing.
Of course, we can't predict what's going to happen in terms of our health, but we can kind of think about, how do we expect to use our coverage in the year ahead, and kind of choose according to what you think your expenses will be.
There's the alphabet soup of options, HMO versus PPO.
You tend to have more choice of the provider in a PPO. That's the upside. The downside is if you have to go out of network, you'll probably end up paying more.
And FSA, which is often use it or lose it savings, versus the HSA, which requires a high deductible plan that potentially requires more spending up front. Then consider healthcare you used this year with care that might be brand new.
The typical worker spends something like 15 minutes a year picking their health plan. The best advice I could give is to spend more time than that to make sure you understand how the plan works, what it covers, what it doesn't.
Spend a little bit of time in figuring out how you would navigate your coverage when you need it, because often when you need it is not the best time to try to figure it out.
It's the health insurance twist on an apple a day keeping the doctor away. Work to pick the right plan now, so the right plan is in place to work for you. For Consumer Watch, I'm Emily Schmidt.
And if you don't have health insurance through your work or other sources like Medicare or Medicaid, you may be able to get coverage through the U.S. Health Insurance Marketplace. Open enrollment for 2025 begins November 1st and runs through January 15th. You can learn more about that option at healthcare.gov. Well, if you think it's tricky keeping up with conference realignment, you're not alone. Lots of moving parts today with the Pac-12. Sydney Berger will break it all down coming up next in sports. And after the break, we'll hear from Mark Peterson and the Extreme team all about their progress today at the Northeast Community Center. We'll be right back after this short commercial break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Dreaming of luxurious, wear-resistant carpets? With the kids back in school, now is the perfect time. At Floor & Home, you dream, we install. And this month, save up to 50% off carpets by Engineered Floors.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. This is the next generation of built Ford tough.
Now at Northern Quest, Thursdays are almost Fridays. So clock out any Thursday and let nothing stand in the way of your early weekend. Enjoy $4 mixed drinks from Brown Family Spirits, 4 for $4 wings at Easton Epic, $4 mini nachos at Qdoba, and a $4 burger at Fatburger. Plus, free mystery rewards just for showing up. Almost Fridays, every Thursday at Northern Quest. Details at northernquest.com.
Now that's Montana Sapphire from Phillipsburg, Montana.
Are your windows and doors costing you money and lost energy efficiency? Northwest Window and Door is the solution. Our Marvin Windows and Doors will save you money while updating the look of your home. Our skilled team of experts are the best in the business. Visit us online today at nwwindow.com to set up a no-pressure consultation with one of our friendly, knowledgeable sales associates and get the energy savings of Marvin Windows and Doors.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. This is the next generation of built Ford tough.
Dreaming of luxurious, wear-resistant carpets? With the kids back in school, now is the perfect time. At Floor & Home, you dream, we install. And this month, save up to 50% off carpets by Engineered Floors.
More Americans choose ABC News, America's #1 news source.
Although Gonzaga and the Pac-12 Conference haven't agreed to any terms yet, the university isn't off the table in the Pac-12 expansion plan. But if Gonzaga does make the jump to the Pac-12, it doesn't solve the conference's glaring issue. To become an eligible FBS conference, you need a minimum of 8 schools with football. And so far, the Pac-12 has 6. To refresh your memory, Boise State, San Diego State, Fresno State, and Colorado State are committed to joining the Pac-12 starting in 2026. So the conference is looking for at least 2 more additions, but some of their top targets are now off the table today. Several reports said Memphis, Tulane, UTSA, and USF were on the top of the Pac-12's priority list. However, the American Athletic Conference released a statement saying all 4 schools will remain in the AAC. So who does that leave for the Pac-12? Well, the remaining Mountain West schools look like the most viable options. John Canzano reports that the Pac-12 offered membership to Utah State and that they have signed that deal. It has not been confirmed by the school or the conference yet, but assuming Utah State is the Pac-12's 7th member, UNLV and Air Force, who had originally pledged their allegiance to the Mountain West, are now still up in the air. And that's because the Mountain West wouldn't meet the 8-team minimum anymore with Utah State out. So those 2 are the most likely priority for the Pac-12. There's a couple other potential football targets, though, and then a possibility of another non-football school to even that out with these Gonzaga rumors could happen as well. Of course, conference realignment takes no days off, and neither do the Cougs. Washington State is using every available moment to prepare for a huge game against one of their future conference opponents. The Cougs will head to Boise for the toughest game left on their schedule, looking for a 5-0 start to the season and a chance to get the nation's attention. Boise State will be the first ranked team for the Cougs and likely their only ranked game of the season. So a win is crucial for Washington State's resume. With this game being the only thing between the Cougars and their bye week, there's no excuse not to give it their all.
What are you saving? Even the coaches, I told them we're going to push this week, and we pushed. I mean, we were back in early Saturday, getting a great game plan together. Kind of got the extra day on Boise. As I told them, next Sunday's off, push.
We don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, especially with how last season's 4-0 lead unfolded. But a win on Saturday would be the first time Washington State was 5-0 on the season since 2017. Kickoff on the blue turf is Saturday at 7 o'clock. Live in studio, Sydney Berger, 4 News Now Sports.
Sydney, thank you. Let's send it over now to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker with your first alert forecast.
Well, I got an updated high temperature for today, 79 instead of 78, so very close to 80. Again, we're going to be seeing lots of 80s on this map. Tomorrow, it was 73 in Bonners Ferry and Sandpoint. Now, these temperatures are above average, but we're going to be more than 15 degrees above average tomorrow. Tomorrow morning's lows not as chilly as it has been, especially over the weekend. We'll be getting down into the 40s in Colville and Sandpoint, as well as St. Mary's. Most locations will be in the 50s, and we can take a break from covering up the plants for a couple of nights, even in places like Deer Park, Spirit Lake, Blanchard, your frost-prone areas. You can rest easy again for the next few nights before things start to get chilly again. It'll be 53 to start the day in Spokane Valley and Liberty Lake, 51 in Spokane at the airport. Clear skies across the region with a ridge of high pressure in place, and that is the way it is going to stay for tomorrow. Sunny with a high of 86. 71 is our average high. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast in just a few minutes.
Big changes are coming to the lobby of Spokane's Northeast Community Center. Mark Peterson and the Extreme team are building a brand new coffee shop there, but staff will be doing more than just brewing coffee and slinging pastries. Let's check in with Mark Peterson to see how it's meant to help at-risk youth.
So now we're in the inner sanctum, all right? Modern Drywall has done their bit. Boughton Construction came in and continues to do their bit. Dupree Building Specialties are putting up our security gate. That's going to be used when it's closed. We've got Mackin & Little with not only the plumbing in this wall, but Mountain States Electric getting all the electrical done. So what you've seen is this is the bones. The plumbing and electrical are the arteries. Now we're going to skin it, all right? Now we're going to build the perfect beast. And that is going to happen between now and Thursday. And of course, this kiosk will serve a lot of people.
Over the course of the years, so we opened our doors in 1982. Since then, we've had several expansions based upon community need. 1996, we added a daycare wing, early childhood development, 306 slots for kids to come and learn school. 2011, we added a medical, dental, and pharmacy so that people could come and take care of their physical health needs. So right now, we've got more than 9 agencies providing more than 100,000 units of service every year, like our senior center that serves more than 15,000 meals every year.
So this enclosure that Boughton Construction put up will then be removed on Wednesday morning. All the dust and such will be done by that time, and then it's just putting in cabinets and all of the kitchen and coffee making supplies. It's going to be a huge deal. So at the Northeast Community Center with the Extreme team, I'm Mark Peterson.
And that coffee shop will just be one of a long list of services offered at the community center. Madeline Mullins takes a look at some of their other programs.
Helping families become and remain self-sufficient. That is the motto at Northeast Community Center.
We go and listen to families, students in Northeast Spokane and say, what would it take for you to thrive? And from there we develop programs.
The Northeast Community Center has all types of resources available for people of all ages, starting with early childhood education and moving all the way up to the Hilliard Senior Center. The newest program will be the Coffee Kiosk that will help provide participants with the skills needed to get a job. Jenna Ray is the director of the zone at Northeast Community Center. She says this program will help teach participants skills you don't learn in school.
So Microsoft Office skills and communication. How do you tell a boss you're not going to make it to work?
These skills are taught through a short program where participants get their GED, get certificates like their food handler's permit, and then get to work at the new Coffee Kiosk. The program also helps participants figure out what field they want to work in and how they can accomplish that.
And we'll sit down with them and say, hey, do you like this? Is this what you want to do? Or do you want to do something different?
The community center works with other businesses and organizations, as well as the resources they have in-house to offer participants a chance to job shadow and network.
So we have the Hilliard Farmers Market here. So maybe you want to be an entrepreneur, maybe you want to be a farmer, or maybe you want to do something like that. You could work beside one of those businesses.
Ray says that she hopes this program helps participants find their passion and be ready to take their next steps.
Gain those job skills, gain that confidence, gain practice interviewing, make your resume, and be more connected to a network of adults that then can help support your next steps.
With 4 News Now, I'm Madeline Mullins.
Well, the Post Falls Police Department is making some big changes after a student was hit on his bike by a car last week. That crash was a call to action for police who have received many other complaints about school zones in that area. Over the next few weeks, the police department will be doing traffic safety patrols at schools throughout the area. Officers will be looking for people speeding and people who are violating the crosswalk. These patrols began last week at Post Falls High School where that bike accident took place. On your screen now, though, you'll see some of the other areas of focus for these traffic patrols. The Post Falls Police Department encourages drivers to slow down and pedestrians to use those crosswalk buttons. Well, just last week, the Federal Reserve cut interest rates by almost 0.5%. And you've probably heard experts say this is a big deal. But what does it mean for your household? The decrease in interest will affect what rate banks can borrow money. And it could mean you will get less interest in your savings account. But according to Ryan Herzog, an associate professor of economics at Gonzaga, if you need to borrow money right now, you may be in luck.
If you are a borrower right now, this might be a good thing as you start to see lower interest rates on car loans or potentially some consumer loans.
Herzog said younger households may see this cut as a good thing, while those in retirement may see less interest from their savings accounts. Ultimately, this change won't make too much of a difference in your day-to-day finances.
As households are going to the grocery store and they're hearing the Fed say inflation's normalized, we've made it back down to that 2% number, that doesn't mean prices are going to magically start falling.
Instead, this means that prices are going to be rising, but slower than they were before. Herzog says that prices will continue to rise over time unless we experience a major economic shock. 4 News Now, we'll be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
In the ICU, I see patients suffering from asthma and lung disease. So the fact that Initiative 2117 would mean more toxic air pollution in Washington is unacceptable for my patients and their health. 2117 is a bad deal for Washington.
On the hunt for your next ride? Come to Valley VIP Auto Sales with a wide variety of cars and trucks. We're here to help you find the perfect vehicle. You won't find a better deal anywhere else. Come find your next vehicle at Valley VIP.
Custom is more than choosing from a few fabric options. With True Custom Upholstery by Bassett, you get control over almost every detail, so you can design a sofa that's perfect for you. From the style of the arms and legs to the cushion and pillow shape. Perfect style, perfect comfort, created for you. Get 30% off Bassett Custom Upholstery at the Tin Roof for a limited time only.
Man, I can take real good care of you. See? Works perfectly for you, right?
At Craig Swap & Associates, we don't get paid until you win. One call, that's all. 509-999-9999.
Watch KXLY Plus over the air on KXLY ABC4. Live updates, breaking news, weather every 10 minutes from the 4 News Now team. Get up to date on the information you need in just an hour. Weekdays at 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. over the air on KXLY ABC4.
On the hunt for your next ride? Come to Valley VIP Auto Sales with a wide variety of cars and trucks. We're here to help you find the perfect vehicle. You won't find a better deal anywhere else. Come find your next vehicle at Valley VIP.
When your child has asthma, every day you worry about the next attack. So the fact that Initiative 2117 would mean more toxic air pollution makes it out of the question for me. 2117 is a bad deal for Washington.
More Americans choose ABC News, America's #1 news source.
Around the nation tonight, investigators in Alabama are now offering a combined $100,000 reward on information that leads to the arrest of multiple suspects involved in a shooting that left 4 people dead and 17 others injured. It happened at a popular entertainment district in Birmingham. CNN's Laura Aguirre explains the guns used are believed to have been modified by a lethal and illegal conversion device.
I heard Crystal Berry's windows rattled from the noise below Saturday night. When she looked down, she says she saw multiple vehicles speeding away and soon a wave of incoming ambulances.
And all of a sudden you just hear rapid fire full auto gunshots just ring out.
In the chaos below, Gabriel Islami was running for cover, but soon fell, realizing he'd been shot, the bullet exiting through his inner thigh, narrowly missing a vital artery.
It's something literally out of a horror movie.
Birmingham police say that the shooting in a popular night spot called 5 Points South wasn't random.
We believe the individual that was targeted is among the deceased. We believe that there was a hit, if you will, on that particular person.
Chief Scott Thurman suggested many of the others killed and injured were innocent bystanders, and police suspect the weapons used were likely rigged with illegal conversion devices.
People are taking an ordinary pistol, ordinary, often a Glock, and putting on a very inexpensively made and easy to get device. It turns it into a machine gun.
Conversion switches are federally outlawed, but not at the state level in Alabama, meaning only the Justice Department can currently pursue those charges. State Representative Philip Ensler is working on a bipartisan measure to change that.
That way, if they find one of these devices, they can easily turn it over and have the district attorney go ahead and charge.
In Birmingham, the FBI is now involved, and police say tips are pouring into their Crime Stoppers line. I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Hey, good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Money. Are you ready? They are ready.
Covering the biggest events in the country right now.
There's a lot going on here this morning.
It's always a good time. That's what the show's about.
That's good.
Really good.
Very good. Coming in hot, Jimmy, coming in hot.
It's far from elementary.
Good morning, America. I'm not going to try to strut like Michael or anything.
I have known George a long, long time.
Have you ever gotten him to dance?
Look at that face.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be here.
I am here and so happy.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'm in.
That tells you something when Snoop Dogg's in. Michael, George, Lara, Ginger.
This October, it's time for Monsters, Madness, and
Pumpkin spice lattes.
No! It's time for
Svengoolie's Halloween Bonanza on MeTV. A full month of ghoulish goodies, including the return of Svengoolie double features and the premiere of the all-new House of Svengoolie.
We're bringing the thunder.
Plus spooky late-night benches and more all October long.
Svengoolie's Bonanza on MeTV 4.2.
we just want to give all of you and you a huge shout out to say thank you.
Yes, we love sharing our moments with all of you. It's an honor.
TV's #1 entertainment talk show has everyone talking. You guys are so great together. Entertaining, hilarious, and so fun to watch.
You and I have something in common. Both own football clubs and ulcers.
Funniest couple since Lucy and Ricky. I am positive that you're both soulmates for sure.
Do you think we're soulmates?
Yes.
I do too.
I also think that you think that Lena is your soulmate. Look at how happy you are thinking about Lena.
Best smiles on TV. Always enjoy Kelly's snoring stories. Another great show. No wonder they won the Emmy. They're the best we got on TV.
Okay, now I'm blushing.
Thanks for all the love.
We promise to bring you more of what you love.
That's right.
Weekdays at 9 on KXLY ABC4. 4 News Now. Expect more on air, online, and on the app. Expect more with Kirsten O'Connor, only on 4 News Now.
Around the Northwest, Boeing sent union leaders their best and final offer today. Members of the union have been on the strike since the 13th, and according to Como News, the company says employees would receive a general wage increase of 30% over 4 years. Boeing also doubled ratification bonuses to $6,000. The union originally asked for a 40% wage increase, but that was rejected by the company. Another sticking point is retirement benefits. Boeing is offering to increase 401k contribution rates, but union members want the company to bring back its pension. Workers gave that up after the last strike in 2008 when Boeing threatened to move production to non-union plants. Well, age is just a number for an attorney in Seattle who has a side gig as a power lifter. The soon-to-be 7-year-old is heading to South Africa this week to compete against some of the strongest people on the planet. King 5's Brady Wakayama has the story.
I sort of thought that my success in life would come from my profession and my brain, but apparently I'm better with my body.
Let's go! Let's go! A heavy lift for Alma Kimura, who's been a trailblazer in Seattle for decades.
Profession, day job is that of a lawyer. I have my own law practice, and my pastime, passion right now is powerlifting.
Age is just a number for this soon-to-be 70-year-old who's owned her own law practice since 1987. But by the numbers, standing at a mere 4 feet 9 inches and weighing nearly 150 pounds, Kimura is considered one of the strongest women in the world.
This will be my 6th world powerlifting competition. I've won gold medals in 4.
Now she's in pursuit of her next gold, heading to Sun City, South Africa this week for the International Powerlifting Federation's Masters Powerlifting Championships, where she'll compete against other world-class powerlifters, women between the ages 70 and 79.
Training for months, years to get to that point. And when you get that weight, it's exhilarating.
The heaviest weighted squat she's done is 264 pounds, and her best deadlift is 335 pounds. 2 accomplishments she hopes to surpass during the competition. As she encourages people to keep lifting each other up as they follow their passion.
If you told me 15 years ago that I would be a world champion powerlifter and that I would be addicted to this sport, I would have said, you're nuts. But here I am, and it's my life.
Yeah. So easy.
She's so cool.
Wow. I am inspired.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
I think the way that it's just started as a pastime was even crazier. Like the law firm just thrown in there casually, just 40-something years in law, and now she's just casually powerlifting with the strongest people on the planet.
Powerlifting is so cool, and as you age, it's really important to lift weights. My 3-year-old just told me the other day, Mommy, I'm strong. And I said, that's so cool that that's become what she wants.